to video
I got that.
So it's really important when you use the system to make sure that you have display on this, okay? Because what will happen is you'll get it all connected and this won't come on. If that happens, just turn it off and the power button is ready on the right. And then it'll pick up and start.
So it should always have power. Basically, that's what you're saying,
well,
the display.
It can be on and not showing you anything.
So
but
just
you'll need
turn
it to
on.
display something in order to turn on the recording.
Okay.
And so if that happens, just turn it off and go back on with the power button on the monitor. And that's-
Now, is this laptop always here?
Yes.
It is, right?
Yes,
Okay.
It's anchored to the podium with the locking cable, so it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
All the passwords for it all on this sheet right here in the drawer. Okay. If your guest needs a guest wireless access password, just get one of those from Mary ahead of time. She'll show you a little card with your password. So once you have the laptop connected and everything, and it may be a guest speaker whose laptop is going to be connected. Again, I always recommend coming in a little bit beforehand to make sure everything's set up and working before you have a room full of people watching you try to figure out how to get it working. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So you coming in today was excellent. So with that, you actually on this keypad, you don't want to use the presentation modes. All right, it's going to seem counterintuitive, but in order to record, you have to be in video conferencing mode. So you'll go back to the main menu by just hitting exit, right? And so don't do presentation, do video conference. And what this will do is it'll change the lighting mode of the room. It'll turn on the presentation system. It'll enable all the video conferencing lights. There's special lights that make you look better on camera, you know? So you know how you get fluorescent lighting, you look like a zombie, you know? This solves that.
Yep.
So there's that. Then you have this keypad. And this is the part here that I was saying that you needed in order for it to work right. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this menu system on the keypad to navigate to the call option, okay? And down to the phone book. Down to the contacts. And there's a record TCS content server contact listed there. Okay. So you scroll in. And okay. As I'm watching, and then hit call. Fun. So the device is not registered right now, for whatever reason. But at this point, you would get a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it starts recording. And it'll automatically put the content on our content server. We'll have to figure out what happened. We may have accidentally disconnected something while we were messing around with the Apple TV and whatnot.
Now, is there a way when you're in record mode, Joseph, if you needed to pause, is there like the setting, or you need to be able, when you're going to record, be able to go from start to finish all at one time?
I'm not sure what you mean by start to finish all at one time.
Like if we record and there's a training session, but let's just say we wanted to pause because people are asking a lot of questions and you don't want to eat up all that time, could you hit pause while you're recording and then go back to recording again when you want to restart the recording session?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
Honestly. I haven't looked at like play controls during the recording process before.
Okay.
Usually it's just
Maybe we'll just play
presets
with
and
it.
stuff like that.
I mean, it's not likely that we'll do that, but I'm just thinking sometimes people ask really long questions, and instead of having so much content for like 20 minutes, when it's just like a 10-minute training session.
Sure. Well, yeah, I'm not sure about that. But,
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out. I just didn't know if you
yeah,
knew.
just mess with it. I highly recommend playing with it a little bit before the event so you're more comfortable with the menus and stuff. There are various camera presets. You can have the camera on the presenter or on the audience. There's 2 cameras. And that's where you have teacher cam and class cam. And then there's several presets for each. Important is going to be the layout. While you're connected, it will allow you to show the presentation or show the presentation plus the camera feed or vice versa. I mean, you can move all that kind of stuff around, so just be aware of that. One thing that I like to do is mute the microphone prior to beginning, just don't forget to unmute it, or you'll have an entire long training session with no audio. That happened to somebody else recently, so just be aware of that. This is that mute function.
Okay.
So.
I'll send y'all this recording too.
So that's pretty
Because I
much
took
that.
notes.
And it saves to the server, you said?
To the content server.
Content
And
server,
the
okay.
address to get that material afterward is content.legacymutual.com.
Content.legacymutual.
.com. It's a piece of cake.
And that's it?
Yep.
So you email this. I'm confused.
Well, you couldn't transmit this recording off-site. This is all internal.
Oh, this is a website.
Well,
so I
it's
go
a-
into this website.
Right, and then you can review the video or
Review it.
send it inter-office wise, But there's no function to send this video to third parties.
We would need to YouTube it maybe,
Right.
right? In order
Okay.
So
to
we
send
can't-
it.
But there, as far as I know, there's no conversion
Saturday.
options to convert it to
So we
YouTube.
can't even get it to YouTube.
For
Right,
Saturday.
right.
for
This is for internal
simplicity.
training, recording, and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. So.
Okay. And there's no way to put it on like a flash drive or something?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
No, there may be some additional infrastructure upgrades that we would need in order to do that kind of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, that's something that we can ask Mark.
Yeah, I talked to Mark about it, and that's what he indicated. So he was going to be evaluating what we would need in order to do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But he hasn't got back with me on an answer on that yet. I think he's been mired in our new branch office deployments. So.
Gotcha. So can you live feed? Like, is there any way, let's say there's 5 people that ended up not being able to come to the class, but they still want to like log in and see what's happening? Is that a function that
I
we
don't
have?
believe that it does live
Okay.
feed. I think that the recording has
It's
to be
just the recording, okay.
published first before it can be viewed.
Okay.
So,
But
that
if
may
you
be part
gave
of it.
them the Cisco, like if you created a Cisco call,
Right.
conference call, then they could watch it.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. So that would be your live stream, but you couldn't stream the video
it would just be
live.
like a conference
Do you know what I
call?
mean? It'll have to be a conference call.
Right.
Well, that's cool. I mean, that's essentially
What it
That
is.
is what it
It's
is,
just
yeah.
a call.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
It's
to
video
note that
conferencing.
The recording function, and the reason why it's in video conferencing as opposed to like a presentation recording, is that it's not really geared to record presentations, so to speak, but record video conferencing calls. It just happens to have the capability of having a camera angled at the audience and at the presenter with different angles and stuff like that. So, something to consider.
sweet. Cool.
It's easy. It's
Yeah.
just I hadn't done it yet, so
Yeah, it's really.
I didn't want to give y'all.
So we should probably set some time to practice.
Yeah, the key to this is becoming comfortable with it, so that you're not uncomfortable in front of your room full of people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's like.
So ideally, I mean, I think for